Right, so today I wanted to talk about a situation that involves a scammer, which is something that we've done quite a bit on this channel, right? We've spoke about many different stories that involve scammers, but this one in particular is a bit different because usually when we speak about scammers, it's a one-sided story, right? It's the one person who has been scammed telling their side of the story. The person who did the scamming usually doesn't want to say anything. Or in the rare chance that they do say something, it's usually like a statement they put like on an Instagram story, or maybe they'll respond with a TikTok video. We spoke about a situation like that with the music artist that had been scammed a few days ago. But like I mentioned, this one is a bit different because the person who has been scammed actually flew to a different state in America to confront the scammer face to face, and we have the video for it. So yeah, it's an interesting one to say the least, but before we do get to that, I do just have something to say, and don't worry, I'm not going to be begging for subscribers again, but it's actually something a lot more important, and if you do want to help out, that'd be great. So later this month, the 25th of May to be exact, we're going to be hosting a charity football game in my local area, and it's because one of my closest friends since I was literally like 5 years old unfortunately passed away later last year. You might have seen it on my Instagram. I've obviously posted quite a fair bit about it. And he actually passed away from something called encephalitis, which was something that I just had no idea about until the situation happened. And in case you also don't know what it is, it's a brain inflammation that can be caused from like an autoimmune disease or like an infection or something along them lines. I'm obviously not a professional, but this is what I know it as. But what I do know is that it's actually, unfortunately, very common and it affects a lot of people. In fact, I believe people are diagnosed with it every minute in the world, which is a crazy thought since, like, I didn't even know what it was. And obviously the effects that this can cause can be drastic. It can cause death, and even the people who survive can have like serious brain damage for the rest of their lives. So like I said, later this month we're going to be doing a charity football match with all the people who were closest to Danny in his life, and all the money that is raised through the donations is going to go to Encephalitis International, who support those affected with encephalitis. As you can see on screen right now, this is the Just Giving page. There's currently £900 raised. I would love it if people who are watching this video could donate. It could literally be $1, $5, $10, whatever you would be willing to give. I believe, I'm not 100% sure on this, but if you are from like America, for example, which is what the majority of you are, I think when you go to donate, I think they'll put it in pounds. So make sure you work out like what your dollar amount is in pounds. I believe $10 is about £8. Just to give you an idea, but obviously give it a Google first. But yeah, it would honestly mean the world to me if you could help support. I've never really came here and asked anyone for money like in one of these videos or anything like this, but this is to such a good cause, and it's obviously something that is very important to not only me, but like everybody that Danny knew. So if you do want to help out, that'd be great. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. So I recently came across this video from a YouTuber called Dose Of Dani with 2.9 thousand subscribers, but the video's done incredibly well. I mean, it's on 174,000 views. And as you can see by the title, it says, I flew to Atlanta and confronted a scammer hairstylist. And I mean, she definitely did do that. But yeah, I'm obviously not going to cover every single part of this video. It's 22 minutes long. If you do want to see it, I would highly recommend watching the video. I'll leave a link in the description. But the video starts off with Danny explaining that she made a purchase from this company and shows the company.
I placed an order from this woman. I ordered some tape-ins from her company, Raw Luxury by Lauren.
And actually, when she first made this purchase, she did receive the item. And in fact, she really liked it. She thought it was a good product. But that was until a little bit later when she decided to purchase some more products from this company. And when she went to the website, she realized that the website was under maintenance, which is pretty common, right? I think we've all probably went to a website before and it's not up and running at the time. You know, they could be editing something behind the scenes. So instead of doing it through the website, she decided to go over to the Instagram, and she said that's when she saw another red flag. The comments were deleted or turned off.
Once I got on the Instagram, I immediately realized that all the comments were turned off. Red flag number 2. So once I was on her Instagram page, what did I do? I sent her a DM. And here is how our conversation went.
Okay, so at this point in the video, she goes on to show the DMs between herself and the company, Raw Luxury by Lauren, was it, I believe? And here we can actually read the messages. So it says, Hi Lauren, this is Danielle. I called you early while I was driving. I wanted to know how much a 14-inch bundle and a 16-inch bundle would cost. And it basically carry on with a normal conversation that you would expect from like purchasing something, right? So it said like the prices and asking for specifics of what type of product she wants. And it basically came to the conclusion that this would cost $180. So as we can see here, Danny ended up sending her $180 on Zelle. Now the problem with her sending the money on Zelle, which she would later find out, is that she can't really process a refund through Zelle itself. She can't really do anything through her bank either. Which, yeah, you could definitely say is a bit naive of her, and to be fair, it probably is, but you've also got to remember, she has purchased from this company before and really liked the product, so she trusted them. And this is where, as you'd probably expect, everything starts going downhill. So a little bit of time goes by, Dani reaches out and says, "Good morning, I wanted to follow up and check if you were available to ship the hair." The company's responded saying, "It's been ordered with the vendor, I'll send shipping information as soon as we have it." Then, as you can imagine, more time goes by, as we've seen, there's even more messages saying, "Hope your holiday was great, has the hair been shipped?" No answer. She decides to call multiple times, still no answer. Another message saying, "I'm trying to get in touch with you, what is going on here?" And again, even more messages, even more calls, just none of which are getting answered. And then at this point, Dani takes it away from Instagram and messages the actual number that was listed on the website. And again, more messages, you can stop and read if you want to. It's your usual stuff though, right? Like, I'm not sure why you're not responding, but I have no update about my order and I would like a refund. I've sent a request through Zelle and it was ignored. You said you would give me a refund 2 weeks ago if you did not have an update. The last thing I want to do is go through my bank to get the money back. But if that's what it takes, I will. You know, obviously she's getting very frustrated here. It seems like, in fact, she has just been scammed out of $180. And also a big thing you've got to bear in mind here is that the order was placed in October. These messages that we're reading are from December. If we go a little bit further, we've got more from February, literally just a couple of months ago. So at this point, it's been 4 months and she's received nothing, not even an update. And like I said before, she does try to request a refund through her bank, but she can't because the payment was made through Zelle.
I also want to add that I did file a dispute with my bank, but because I willingly sent the money through Zelle, they said that they were not at fault. They did reach out to her bank, but her bank was like, "There's nothing we can do with it." And in the end, my dispute was closed. There was nothing my bank can do. And that's just a heads up for anyone like doing business through Zelle. Do not send money through Zelle to people you don't know. It even says that like on the Zelle app before you send money. The only reason why I did it was because I had bought product from this person before, so I didn't think it was a problem.
Yeah, I mean, look, I do definitely understand her reasoning, right? She trusted them because she had received product from them before. But yeah, again, as she said right there, I mean, just take a responsibility for it. She's saying, look, it was stupid of me. Don't do that. But this is where Dani comes up with new ideas to try and get in contact with the company. More specifically, Melanie is the person that she's been dealing with here. So firstly, she decides to reach out on a different number and pretends that she's going to make an order. And as we can see here, she received a response straight away. She says, "Hi, is this Melanie? A friend told me you sell hair. I want to make a purchase." And then they go through the normal process because obviously Melanie thinks that this is a completely different person at this point. And because she thinks it's a different person, she ends up getting on a phone call with her to confront her.
I was actually calling to follow up on an order that I placed in October.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, so I placed an order in October, and I actually have not received my order. This was at the end of October, and I placed the order through Instagram, actually, and I actually sent the $180 through Zelle. I believe I spoke with you last month about refunding me the money.
The Kinky Straight bundles.
Yes, and you told me that you're just waiting on the supplier to send you the bundles, and that you would refund me back my money at the end of the week if you never received it, but I never heard back from you. I sent you a few text messages, I never got a response, and I never received the refund or the product.
Yes, I do still have that hair.
Oh, so is there a reason as to why it was never sent to me, or as to why I never got a follow-up?
Apologies for the delay in communication. I do have some personal things going on, but I can get that shipped out to you.
Yeah, so this is where she goes on to make like a bunch more excuses. She says like, "Look, oh, okay, I have the hair, I'll send it out to you." But Dani, rightfully so, is saying, "No, I want my refund at this point. It's been over 4 months of me just waiting with zero updates."
Actually, at this time, since it's almost February and I placed the order in October, I'm still requesting the refund. I actually filed a claim through my bank, through Zelle for the refund, and it was denied by your bank, and I was actually escalated to the financial department. So at this time, I don't want the hair, and I would prefer for a refund because your bio states that I would receive products within 6 to 8 weeks. I ordered my product in October and it's almost February. I haven't received anything. My messages and emails have been ignored, and I've been requesting a refund since. So that's actually what I would prefer.
Yeah, so it becomes very clear when listening to this phone call that Melanie has no intention of giving a refund, right? And she probably wouldn't have had any intention of still sending out the product because she hadn't at this point. And in fact, she changed the subject a lot in this, and she's asking questions being like, "Oh, no one's even contacted my bank," and whatever else, which isn't really the important thing regarding this, right? You scammed someone, you should be trying to make it right. It doesn't really matter if your bank hasn't told you that there is a dispute, which I'm assuming they probably did if they said they did. But either way, it doesn't really matter. You took money from them for a product and then didn't send them the product. that is quite literally a scam. Now, I'm not going to show the entire phone call. If you do want to see that, it's on Dani's video, but like I said, it is just a lot of excuses and her changing subject over and over again, just try to drag it all out. And it ends with her basically saying, look, we'll get off the phone and I'll figure it out. To which Dani says they had a very brief conversation after that phone call, but it didn't lead anywhere.
I messaged her a few more times, and I actually did get on the phone with her another time, but for the most part, she just kept ignoring me and blowing me off, and honestly, that was that.
And now it's at this point where Dani decided that she's had enough of trying to communicate through a phone call that she can clearly ignore. She's going to go and confront her face to face. So Dani ended up flying to Atlanta. She goes into details about how she made this like as cheap as possible. And I think she said like just from the airport to the salon, it was like $6 and back, I believe, to the airport. So she made this as cheap as possible because obviously like it wouldn't make much sense if you end up spending like a crazy amount of money to do this. Or maybe just out of principle it would be, right? I want my money back because it's mine. I think that would be the most annoying part for me. It wouldn't even be so much the money, even though that is like really fucking frustrating that you'd no longer have that money based on nothing. But it's also just the principle. Like someone decided to scam you happily and take your money and not give you any product in return. Like it's the principle, right? You shouldn't be doing that. Especially considering you don't know what type of financial effect that could have on somebody. But it seems like this is something that Melanie has done a lot, which we'll get to a little bit later on, because there's a lot of reviews before this video was even posted saying very similar stuff. But either way, let's get to this confrontation, right? So Dani says that she knew Melanie was going to be there because she booked an appointment under a fake name. So she knew she was going to be working there.
Well, I knew she was going to be available because I used a fake email address to book a hair appointment for 2 p.m. that day. So I arrived at the shopping center at 1 p.m. and walked around for 30 minutes trying to find her store. Around 1:30, I found her store, and to make sure she was there and that I was at the right place, I actually knocked on the door. This woman opened the door, and I asked if she was Melanie, and she said, yes.
So yeah, as you just heard, this is the first time they came face to face, but the confrontation didn't happen here. Dani says, look, I'm early, I'll come back later for my hair appointment, and she wanted to do it then. She also goes on to talk about how she brought a police officer with her, just so it didn't end up in like a fight or anything. She's in an area that she doesn't know, and she doesn't want an actual physical confrontation. She just wants her money back. She wants to be able to speak to this woman, and it's just there for everyone's safety, which I thought was a very smart idea. Also, I do just want to say, I know we mentioned red flags earlier, you know, of the website being down and the comments being turned off, but if you want a third red flag, this is a woman who has one croc in sport mode and one not. Now, I'm not going to lie, it's either one or the other. You can't do both, and if there's anyone who can't be trusted, it's probably someone who does that. But yeah, either way, let's actually get to the confrontation, if you want to call it that, the face-to-face conversation. We don't get to see much from the video, the phone is just kind of pointed at the floor, but we can hear a lot.
Hi. Are you Melanie?
I am.
I'm Danielle. I ordered from you in October, and I requested a refund because I never received my product of Kinky Straight Tape-ins, and I never received my refund. I have our conversation on Instagram printed out right here if you're unfamiliar, but I've requested a refund from you. I sent you Zelle money. I have a screenshot confirming the money sent to you. And I also have text between us requesting my refund from 2 different phone numbers, as well as phone recordings from when I was in New York, and I wasn't able to get a refund from you over the phone, so I'm asking for a refund in person if possible.
And what I will say, right, throughout all of this, she is very respectful, even in the messages, right? She never like went to insult or anything like that. She's been so respectful trying to get her money back, which is fair enough. That maybe was part of her downfall as well, because Melanie clearly thinks that she can just kind of do whatever she wants at this point. But she has been really respectful what she's saying, but Melanie just does not want to budge.
Yeah, no. Is there a reason you have a security guard with you?
I'm not.
Can I help you out?
I'm not a security guard.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The reason why I have a police officer is because I don't know you, and I wanted to ask you for a refund in person, and I didn't want it to escalate, so I brought an officer for my own security purposes, because I don't know you, and you weren't able to provide a refund or product, so I wanted to feel safe, so that's why I reached out to the police department for security purposes.
And you know what's bad about this, right? So first of all, she thinks it's a security guard. They explain it's not a security guard, it's a police officer, and I mean, I'm spoiling it a little bit, but she still refuses to give the refund, so she is really sticking to this, even though there is quite literally a police officer listening to all of this. Now, the problem is here is that the police officer isn't there because of the scam. He's not investigating a scam. He's just there for like the safety of both of them, I guess. So he doesn't really do anything, and I guess Melanie knows that.
Yeah, I won't be providing the refund today.
Is there a reason why you're not providing the refund?
Well, she brought you, so.
Because I brought a police
Still talk to her.
officer?
This has nothing to do with me. I'm just here for security reasons.
I don't plan on fighting her.
Okay.
I didn't say you were planning on fighting me. I just didn't know you. I didn't know if you would feel unsafe because I'm in here and you don't know me.
Yeah, so her first excuse that she's not going to provide the refund because Dani brought a police officer, which is an interesting reason. I mean, she hasn't provided a refund for like 4 or 5 months at this point, so I don't think it's got anything to do with the police officer being there.
So I just brought a police officer for my own like security. I'm not from here. So I just wanted to make this environment as safe as possible without things escalating.
Right. Yeah, I won't be providing the refund today.
Is there a reason why you're not providing the refund, even though you owe me money or product?
Yeah, I asked you, did you want the product? And you said no.
I mean, that is manipulation at its finest, right? Saying, oh, I asked you if you wanted the product. You said no. Definitely not what happened. It had been 4 months of you not sending the product, even though it says on your website that it'll take 6 to 8 weeks, which, I mean, 4 months is longer than 6 to 8 weeks, funny enough. So of course she has every right to say, look, I don't even want the product at this point. I just want my refund. It's been so bloody long at this point. Obviously, she purchased the product. She would have been happy to take it within the time frame that you said. And I imagine she probably would have been fine with it if there was just some communication. Like, if it was going to take longer for the product to arrive, maybe just tell her that, and I'm sure she would have been understanding. But there was no communication. She had to trick you to get communication, meaning you clearly were just going out of your way to scam here. You had no intention of sending it.
I wanted the refund.
Right, I have a no refund policy.
That's not on your website.
Yeah, it turns out that's actually definitely not on the website. She goes on to show that later in the video. There's nothing about a no refund policy.
Can you show me that? Because that's not on your website.
No, but we can go for legality if you'd like to.
We can take it to the court.
If you'd like to.
Are you able to provide me the product then if you can't provide me the money?
I'll have it shipped to you.
Yeah, I mean, she wouldn't ship it to her, I don't think. And she's saying, like, you can take me to court if you want. I think the reason why she said that is because she knows that Dani wouldn't do that, because for $180, it probably isn't worth it, because it's going to be expensive to just do that, even under, like, a small claims court. It's going to be expensive. It's not worth it.
I would rather you give it to me in person because, I mean, all of our communication through text messages and phone, you said you'd call me back, you'll say you do this, you'll do that, and you haven't, and now I'm in person, and I'm not sure why you can't, like, do it now.
And no, I won't be providing the refund today.
And that is basically where the video ends. And now, because of this $180, because she refused to refund the money that she had scammed from Dani, she has completely destroyed her business. I mean, if we actually search up the salon, as you can see here, Salon by Raw Luxury, that's the place in Panthersville, Georgia, which I assume is near Atlanta. I don't fucking know. But this is the salon anyways, and as we can see, it says it's permanently closed. As we can see on the Facebook page, which is the only social media I can find, I think she's deleted her Instagram and whatever else, but she has a 1.2 rating on Facebook with a bunch of negative reviews. Now, as you can imagine, a lot of these reviews were made after Dani's video, but a lot of them were actually before. I mean, here's one from August of 2023 that says, ordered my hair at the end of May 2023 and never received any confirmation email of shipping or any response to any emails about my order. I've called the salon and they said that this is not the phone number to contact about orders into email. I've emailed twice the new email that she has and no information has been provided or response. Honestly, wish I would have read the information on this Facebook page prior to placing this order. Again, here's one on December of 2022, pretty much the exact same story. Again, another one from November of 2022. I'm not going to go through them all, but to give you an idea. And this is like really similar to Dani's story because they said that they ordered from her before and they were really helpful and whatever else and it was good the first time around. But this time they've waited over 9 weeks for 2 orders and they're receiving no communication. Now, like I said, I'm not going to read them all, but there are a lot of reviews very similar to these. So clearly Melanie has been going out of her way scamming people for quite a long time at this point. But it just so happens, thanks to Dani's video, a lot more people now know about this. I mean, she's put Atlanta in the title, so I reckon a lot of people who've watched this video are people who are from Atlanta and saw this in the title and was like, whoa, fucking hell, I didn't know who this is. And like I said earlier, it's on 174,000 views. That's a lot more people seeing this video than that would ever see the Facebook page and the reviews that were made previously. So it seems like Melanie has well and truly ruined her company or scam, whatever you want to call it. Now, of course, it does say it's permanently closed on Google. She's probably just going to rebrand, I imagine, to a different name. And I don't know, maybe people find out what it is, maybe they don't. But obviously it's not just the company name that people know, it's also Melanie's name that people know to be wary of. And maybe she'll start going by like a different name. I don't know. It's just a scammer at the end of the day, so she might go to extreme levels to try and cover this up and carry on doing what she was doing. I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but like I said, thanks to Dani's video, a lot more people know about it, and yeah, it's just an incredibly fucked up thing to do to anybody, and it seems like she's done it on multiple occasions. But yeah, either way, that is the story up until now. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below on everything that I spoke about, and I'm going to leave the video there. So if you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff, and until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.